Good afternoon, Landlord Advocate subscribers. Robert Chesson here from the Landlord Law Firm, coming at you with September's edition of the Landlord Advocate Live. Welcome, glad you could join us. I've got three quick topics for you today. The first is the change in judges in the housing courts. The second is a reminder about the fire sprinkler lease updates that are coming due. And the third is going to be kind of a quick discussion about the articles that are in today's newsletter. First of all, as you know, the judges, or you may not know, the judges have rotated again in Connecticut, and so in the housing courts, that is the Bridgeport and Norwalk judicial districts, that is the New Haven housing court, as well as the Hartford housing courts, all have brand new housing judges. The various other courts will also have new judges, and so just be aware that what happened last month in terms of how a judge might handle a case is going to be different going forward. We'll keep you advised as we learn more about it, and obviously work with you on each of your cases to discuss what your options are with the new judges that you're going to see on the bench. Second one, quick reminder, if you hadn't seen our broadcast, I think it was about a month ago, the fire sprinkler notice provisions for your lease goes into effect on October 1st. So if you haven't seen that broadcast or are unaware of that issue, please know that there are new requirements for your leases that go into effect on October 1st. And so make sure you reach out to your landlord attorney and find out exactly what you need to do to comply with that. Lastly, we're going to talk about briefly about the two articles that are in this newsletter and how they relate to one another in a little bit different scenario. One of the articles talks about recruiting. The other article talks about properly answering the question about accepting Section 8. How those two are related is a serious issue that you need to be aware of. Another type of recruiting that legal aid and tenant advocate organizations do on a regular basis is recruiting testers. We've written about that before. We've talked about that a little bit. But they are often recruiting testers to test whether or not you're properly answering the question about accepting Section 8. And so make sure you read that article. If you got any questions about how to properly answer that question, please reach out to, again, your landlord attorney so they can help you with that. But most importantly, recognize that this isn't just something you need to be aware of because you got to do it properly. People are going to be testing you to make sure you're doing it properly, and the legal aid organizations are frequently participating in those testing sessions or recruiting people to conduct those tests so that they can figure out whether or not you are violating the law, and if you are, potentially face a lawsuit. So read through that article. Know that the recruiting isn't just for representing tenants in court, but it's also to hold your feet to the fire and make sure that you are following those fair housing laws to a T so that you don't get caught in a unnecessary fair housing fight that could end up costing you a whole lot of money. I hope that's helpful, and we look forward to seeing you next month in our October edition. Between now and then, enjoy the end of your summer, and we will talk to you soon.